Welcome to Athena's Garden, a community to nurture and support one another as creative and conscientious people in the global world. I'm your host, Liz Chang. Welcome back. Today I would like to tell you a little bit about my channel story, how I came up with the name, and a little introduction as well about what this channel will be about. So if you're interested, I hope you'll grab a coffee or tea or a snack and just sit back and relax and enjoy a little bit of story time. So here we go. If you stumbled here to this channel and thought this might be a gardening channel, I'm very sorry. This isn't the channel with technical details about how to grow and nurture your garden and maximize your yield. I know there are leaves in the background that might be misleading, and I'm very sorry. Originally, I wanted to create a podcast, and this was like before the pandemic, and with all the complications that came up, I don't know if it's just me who experienced creative paralysis, but a lot of us in the hospitality, service industry, we were told we're not essential. So, kind of our livelihood and self-actualizing part just kind of went mute, and we went back to like the survival instinct, all the way down on the, Maslow's hierarchy, or, the base chakra of safety and security. So anyways, I kind of went back to the drawing board. It was also because, right after I thought I might do a podcast, and then the pandemic happened and everyone was starting a podcast, I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. So, I went back to the drawing board, and so far, this is what I've decided on, and I'm filming and, introducing it, and we'll see how it goes as we go along. So as mentioned in my previous video, the reintroduction video, I'm a person with a lot of interests and passions, and for the last 14 years, I did pick a main one, hair and makeup, as my source of income. So as part of that, my business tagline was changing the world one face at a time, and I literally mean that because I feel what I was doing was uplifting the person in my chair, whether it was for a photo shoot or a big event like a big corporate conference, weddings, family portraits, or a press junket or red carpet where the artists, they're going to go promote their artwork. So I really feel like when I uplift them in my chair, they're able to spread the light out. So that's kind of how I saw my profession in the past. For that reason, I'm still very passionate about it, and I would like to include some product reviews or some videos discussing the ins and outs as a artist and a creative, self-employed entrepreneur. Since I do get questions like that all the time, like, should I buy this product? What do you think? Should I buy this hair dryer? So I would love to answer those questions and again be of service. But additionally, I do want to explore all of my other interests that I mentioned before, and I want to include on this channel topics like creativity, spirituality, social psychology, social sciences, communication techniques, interpersonal relationship, both personal and professional, as well as, maybe gender issues, maybe multiculturalism. I don't know. I'm just naming a few topics that I'm genuinely interested every day. And in addition to that, I want to dig into how self-assessment tools like the Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram or even astrology and zodiac signs and like human design, for example, and how it helps us understand, our patterns of behavior and patterns of thoughts. Thought, behavior, same thing, and understand how our minds work in order to use these tools to be productive people in a global world. So that's what I'm interested in, what I hope this channel will be about. I do like the word garden because it's all about growth, growing something, self-growth, personal growth, and that it's always a work in progress. There's no end point where the garden is complete. And then while you're inside the garden, it's about enjoying, about being present, and I call it the beauty of being with a capital B. So that's why I chose the word garden. And then why Athena? So when considering the title of my then podcast, now it's a YouTube channel. When I was brainstorming then, I called upon the muses for inspiration, as artists sometimes do. And we do get inspiration in the physical world, like books, poetry, movies, having conversations with people, museums, all that stuff. But other times, we do brainstorm and look within and meditate for our inspiration. So anyhow, when I was brainstorming, it kept leading me down the path of Athena, who is, as you may know, the Greek goddess of wisdom, justice, and war. And so I will link my sources about where I got the following information that I will share with you. So Athena, in addition to what I knew, wisdom, justice, and war, she's also associated with courage, inspiration, civilization, law, mathematics, strength, strategy, the important one, strategy, and arts and crafts. So at the time when I saw all of this, I'm like, wow, I couldn't think of a better representation for this community that I hope to build and create. Moreover, the myth and story about the naming of Athens is for me the perfect representation and narrative of her resourcefulness, which is very inspiring to me. So I'm going to quickly summarize that myth, retold to the best of my ability. Here it goes. The mythical king Cecrops, who ruled over the region Atticus, established a new city, and he was looking for a patron deity and the protector of his new city. So Poseidon, who was the powerful god of the sea, and Athena, goddess of wisdom, they both stepped forward interested in this honor. It was decided there that there will be a contest between Poseidon and Athena in front of the people of Attica, and they were to each provide one gift to humanity. And the king and the people will deliberate based on the gift's usefulness, and then the winner will have the city named after their honor. Poseidon at the time was the more popular deity in the region, as many of the citizens were fishermen, and ancient Athens area was also known for their naval prowess, so it made sense that Poseidon was favored as he ruled the sea. Also, storms and earthquakes. So Poseidon stepped forward first, and with his trident, he struck a rock and a spring of salty water bursted through. And people were like, wow! I believe the intent and the effect was for people to be impressed with his strength and power. And also the spring is to create a communal space to worship him right before their journey to the sea. And it was a symbol of his blessings of sea power for the citizens. The problem was the seawater cannot be consumed. It's not drinkable, nor can it be used to fertilize crops. So that was a small problem. So after Poseidon, it was Athena's turn. She steps forward and she plants an olive tree. The olive fruit can be food, delicious, or it can be pressed into olive oil for cooking. Olive oil can also be used as fuel for lamps and used to make soaps and detergents. Also, you can use it as skin lotion to moisturize and protect the skin. The leaves and tree branches that are left after pruning, after the harvest, can be used as firewood for cooking and for warmth. The wood for the entire tree can be used to build houses, boats, and furniture. Furthermore, the olive tree is resilient in drought conditions, and in the summer can provide shade on a hot day. I think it was very clear which winner, who the winner was for, quote, the greatest gift to humanity. So Athens was then named after Athena. I always thought the story was a great example for resourcefulness and thinking outside of the box. There is a quiet power in being crafty, creative, and detail-oriented, which are traits I think we can always aspire to have. In contrast with Poseidon's gift, which was more for me like a showcase of power, like military capability and displays of strength and assertiveness, traits that are traditionally associated with, masculinity and patriarchy. And I do find that at least in Western cultures, when you're louder, when you raise your hand first, when you is it raise your voice? No, not raise your voice. Use your voice. Speak up. Speak up. What I want to say is speaking up. It is rewarded behavior because when you speak up and assert yourself, it is viewed as a reflection of your confidence. But yeah, in contrast with Eastern culture, doing that might not always be looked upon as favorable because it could be considered quite rude, actually. So this is not a man versus woman or masculinity versus femininity or East versus West. The point that I want to extrapolate from the story is that in this community that I want to build, I wanted to highlight the strategy portion of the story of, how Athena strategized to win this contest and how she was very thoughtful and resourceful. And also as a reminder for those of us who are not always the first to raise our hands or chime in a business meeting, our voices and ideas are still valuable and they should be heard as well. So calling this community a garden also spoke to me because a garden, as mentioned, is a place to sit back and relax, maybe play and meditate and be creative, kind of like a sandbox or a playroom idea. So when you go in there, you brainstorm, you try things out, you make plans, you make layouts, and plant the seeds and, lay down the roots and build. But if it doesn't work out, you can just uproot it and then maybe reset the soil, take a little break, and you can start over. So I like that idea. And then I thought garden, it could also be kind of mysterious, a place like a secret garden, a place to discuss your fears and secrets and mysteries. So I don't know, I thought it was a great title that I resonated with, so I'm just gonna go with it. So that concludes the content of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, that it was somewhat entertaining, interesting, or thought-provoking, or some of the content I listed you might be interested to stick around to learn more. Thank you so much for watching, or if you're reading this on the blog, thank you for reading, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So I hope you'll stick around, and if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.